I've taken delivery of the race door cards. I think the company's called racedoorcardsdirect.com. Anyway, I've taken delivery of them. It comes covered with this film on the actual exposed side that you'll see inside the car. So that's quite nice because that protects it. These are the fittings. It's pretty easy actually. You just offer the car, the door card up to the door, and you push these plastic things through the holes in the door and through the holes in the card and then through the holes in the door. So they should all line up. We'll see how we get on. Actually, you can see where they go. They go around here, round there, and then you've got a couple at the top to hold it on. Now, the one thing you'll notice is no window winder. So I've cut that off with a with that, whatever that's called. You know what I mean. So I've cut it flush. I wasn't sure how to keep the door window up. Spoke to Rob, as I always do, and he said, "Oh, all we do is wind them up and then cut the handles off." I've left the rest of the mechanism in place, so if it ever did come loose, it would, in theory, be possible to get something on the end of here and turn it a bit and tighten it up. But he said he's never had them come down, so sounds good. You can see now that I've got it loosely in place. I haven't pushed the bottom ones in or any of them in particularly tightly. One thing I did learn with these is these are one-use, single-use stud things. Once you've pushed them in, if you pull them out, it just tears them apart. So, yeah, just make sure you get it right. Now, I've found these are quite tight. This is a bit weird. I think the reason is that what you normally do is perhaps you retain the plastic that goes inside this area here, and that laps over this. You can see where they've left a slot there to do that, but I've discarded all of that. I threw it down the tip ages ago, so I don't have that option. I'm going to try and get these bottom ones in a bit more. What I'll do actually is, rather than tap them now, I'm just going to try and push them hard with the handle of the hammer and see if I can get them home. Yeah, forget the idea of tapping them. I just held the hammer against there and held the back of the door and pushed hard, and that pushed them home. So they're pretty easy. They are pretty easy to push in, and it's better than hitting them with the actual head of the hammer. It was just rinse and repeat this side. So a couple of things. I was just going to show you how I eventually tightened up these things. So just put this there and push like that, instead of hitting it with the hammer like I was doing. Okay, so I'll go around and do all those. They supplied a couple of additional studs in the pack, which was quite nice. So if I had to mess one up, that would have been good. This is the piece I cut off. I don't know what this is made of, but my disc cutter doesn't like it. It took quite a while to cut through it. Could be that the disc actually is worn, which it is quite worn, but it seems to be some sort of strange alloy that it really doesn't like. It seems to clog it up, so you just have to go very slowly. So that did that, and other than that, I think they look quite good. Okay, all done. A couple of additional things to mention. When you're cutting, please use good quality gloves and safety goggles. Long time ago, when I was building another car when I was a kid, I actually was drilling under the car and I got metal in my eye, and I had to go to Old Church Hospital in Romford. For those who know how long, that was a long time ago because the hospital doesn't even exist now, but I had to go there and have a guy dig the swarf out of my eye with a hypodermic needle. Not nice, not nice. And I still have a slight, even it's 45 years later, I still have a slight mark on my eye where they did that. The final thing to mention was, do I actually need the door cards in the back? So according to the regulations, you do have to put the door cards in on all the doors. And I can understand, obviously, if you've got if a marshal has to get in the back of the car for some reason, you don't want him getting caught up on the door workings and whatnot. So I can see the sense in it. But I'm sure I've seen cars at the track without the door cards fitted in the rear. But anyway, I've done it because I want to cover all the angles, and I do not want this failing scrutineering the first, when I first go to the track to race it. So that's it. We're all done.